Absolutely. And even for the promoters to give me that chance, like you were talking about BCW, back in February on one of the last shows we did before COVID, I got to wrestle the Mexicools, all three of them in a 6-man tag match on the Sydney leg of their BCW's last tour. And man, like that was something that it wasn't advertised. It was one of those things that they worked into the show during the night where I came out earlier and, talk smack, had a match and then got to wrestle them in the main event. And I was honored that, like, wow, man, you actually want to give me the faith to go in there and wrestle 3 legends in the Mexicools. Each of them in the Mexicools, like Psychosis, Juventud, and Super Crazy. They're all legends in their own right, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And like that was another big learning experience for me. And they were just, utter pros, mate. They were amazing guys. And I got to team with the Preston Kindred in that match. And we've had me and my tag team partner, Lucius Wolf, we've had our fair few, like a decent feud running with them when we work down at BCW. And we get along really well. And they were the ones that actually suggested, let's give Vinny a shot in this. And Matt had the faith in me to put me in there. And that was fantastic, man. That was one of the highlights. And like, also like, one of my best mates in wrestling, Christian Chaos, the referee, he was refereeing that match. So it was one of those things, another highlight of your career where you're with good people, good company, something you'll look back on in 10 years and be like, yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? Like kudos to fucking me, so,
like a special moment in your life, you know what I mean? Getting
absolutely.
In there with guys that have done it, have been around the world and as superstars, as you said, legends in their own right. It's one of those surreal moments, So
yeah, like I said, guys I was watching 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, watching them being like, fuck, the cruiserweight division was lit, back in 2005, 2006.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and so like to actually wrestle them, it's like, what the hell? Like, is this really fucking happening? Like, am I seriously in the ring with these guys? Getting my ass kicked, but hey, like like it's still cool.
It's like, oh wow, Juventud Guerrero just kicked me in the face. Awesome.
He did. He drop kicked me right in the face. Motherfucker. No, that's good, bro. That's good. It was all good.
Mama Vain don't give a fuck. She'll take him out.
Yeah, man. She ain't scared of nobody.
But in 2018, you found yourself in a meeting with probably one of the most powerful people in pro wrestling, Triple H. A closed-off meeting with a select few people. What happened in that meeting? Like, what was it? Was it just a sort of a tryout for WWE, or can you?
No, not at all. No. So I've been fortunate enough to I worked with Maxim magazine. I don't know if you're familiar. Maxim is a worldwide men's magazine, and they did a feature on me in early 2018. I got a spread in their magazine and online, and they're just talking about my career and what I'd done up until that point. And they invited me as a guest to go when WWE did their Super Showdown at the MCG in 2018. They invited me to because they obviously work with Maxim and WWE have a partnership and whatnot, and they invited me to this event where it was closed doors with Triple H, 40 people. It was more of a PR style event, but the beautiful thing was no marks in there but myself, like being the closest thing to a mark. And he was just talking about basically the business and how it works and what it takes to get into a bunch of people who I guess were interested in the business side of things. And obviously, like for those that know, I'm a marketing specialist in my, in the real world. That's what I do. So for me, business is big. I'm big on business. I actually care about that sort of stuff. So to sit there and hear him talk about what it takes to get in, and he was dead set. He said things to us like basically, I don't care if you're the biggest guy, the strongest guy, the fastest guy. He goes, I'll teach you how to wrestle. He goes, that doesn't mean shit. Like he was very honest. He goes, we'll teach you how to wrestle. There's no dramas. But he goes, if you have the drive and the determination and you're athletic, we can make you what we want to make you. It's all about heart. And I think that's great because like not everyone, like if anyone's going to train you, I don't care. Like there's great trainers in Australia, I have no doubt, but they're not on the level of WWE. Like they don't have the qualifications that those people have. That's no discredit to anybody that's a trainer in Australia. Let's make that absolutely clear. There are amazing trainers in this country, but they're not WWE trainers. If they were that good, they'd be, obviously working in the performance center. I think there is one. I think, is it Hartley Jackson maybe? I think he's a trainer over there, and he's very good from my understanding. But yeah, it just goes to show that if you have heart and the right determination, and yes, if you are what they're looking for on any given date or time, you have a chance. So the one thing I took away from that was, okay, look, I might not be the best wrestler. I might not, have the right size. I might not have, the things that everyone assumes you need to have. But if you have the drive, the passion, the determination, and, it's like pot luck, man. It's like going to Hollywood. If you get that lucky, that lucky break, you can do it. But then, he was obviously just talking about his career and, like a lot about resilience and what it takes, and obviously understanding being on the road as long as he was on the road for, you got to have a certain resilient character and you have to be mentally tough. It's not just about being physically tough. It's about being mentally tough. And he actually did say some things about social media, and a lot of people these days he didn't use these words that I'm about to use, but, a lot of people are soft. A lot of people get caught up on what's said on social media, and it's understandable. We all have feelings. We're all human, but he's like, you got to put that shit aside. Like, he goes, you want to make money or you want to worry about what people are saying to you, or about you? And yeah, man, it's true. Like, if you're making, money hand over fist, who gives a fuck what some basement dwelling Mark writes on his keyboard because he doesn't have the balls to say it to your face? Like, that's the honest truth.
Yeah, it's keyboard warriors are everywhere, and everything. And it's probably the social media is the good thing about this day and age, and it's also the worst thing in this day and age is technology and social media. It's there's arseholes out there. You just need to go online and find them. You know what I mean? So, but
look, if honestly, like my dad always told me, man, if no one has the balls to say what they want to say to your face, fuck them. Who cares? They're cowards and spineless. And you know what? It's the honest truth, man. It comes with the territory. You're a performer. You're in the limelight. People are not going to like you purely because they can't be like you. They can't do what you do, and they're just jealous. So who's winning? At the end of the day, who's paying money? Like, they're coming to pay money to watch me perform. I don't pay money to watch them do whatever the fuck they do. So I don't care what you have to say. If you want to come and say to me, you don't like me as a performer, here's what I can work on. No dramas. At least you had the balls to come up and say something to me. I respect, the guts, and I'll actually have a decent conversation with you. No problems at all. I'm a gentleman. I'm respectful. I got no issues. Yeah. But if you're going to talk smack about me behind the keyboard where you're safe, and trust me, you're safe behind that keyboard, you're not worth my time, bro.
Man, as I think Conor McGregor said it best, I need more haters. The old ones became my fans.
That's it, man.
You know what I mean? As you said, they're the ones paying to come and see you perform. They're the ones that are invested in what you're doing. You're not invested in them downstairs in their parents' basement watching wrestling from 1992. Which there's nothing wrong with watching wrestling from 1992, but it's man. A point. But talking about Australian pro wrestling, there's a lot of promotions out at the moment, and as we talked about, Australian pro wrestling pre-COVID is being very, very healthy. Once COVID sort of kicked in, it sort of